Ladies and gentlemen, I told the system that I have a trust agreement and I need for it to tell me the details of the agreement. A lot of people sign up for SATCOM and they don't realize that we are a trust company. And because we're a trust company, we provide trust for people. A lot of people don't realize all of the benefits of the trust. So a young man, Gino, he doesn't live in the United States, but he has one of our trusts. And the trust, he put it in the GPT to find out the trust. What's the benefits of it? So I said, I just need to know the benefits. I have a trust agreement. I need you to tell me the details of the trust. I didn't ask about the benefits. I just asked about the details because I'm going to let it critique because that's what it's programmed to do. MAGATRUST dot. So it's going to pull up the mega trust. Hold on, we got to go down. I want the actual folder or I want the mega trust doc. This is the mega trust doc. Okay? That's the template. Other people are they bought the package so they can duplicate the template, but they're going to add a bunch of junk to it because they think they know better. Ladies and gentlemen, this thing took 9 months to put together. So, let's see. We're going to let you see all the things of the trust. Look at all the laws, bond provision, pay attention. First thing, the structure. And it tells you that it has a $100 million bond associated. That's the value of the trust. Actually, it's $200 million. Shh, don't tell nobody. The purpose and legal foundation, private constructive express trust formed to enforce equitable title held by the fiduciary for the benefit of the beneficiary. It's a faith-based entity. Now, key trust features. Each trust is backed by $100 million bill of exchange and a $100 million bond. The trust assets are non-taxable status, makes the assets non-taxable. But we encourage people, go ahead and pay the taxes on it. How do I do that? Got to pay attention to the videos. Anyway, spendthrift, asset protection, and no transfer, no alterations clause. The grantor cannot revoke or amend the trust without beneficiary consent. Now, there is something that your trust has. And there is one thing that the trust acknowledges. And that's the arbitration agreement with SATCOM. See, we have an individual, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what he did. He bought one of our trusts, and then he placed a lien on the EeoN Foundation. I'm sorry. Whew. I thought that was hilarious. He actually said because he purchased one of our trusts that he has a security interest in the EeoN Foundation. Okay. Apparently he didn't see the non-revocable arbitration agreement associated with the website and with the purchase of the packet and with the receipt and with the welcome notice. Shh. Don't tell him. I did write the individual and asked him what was he thinking. I haven't heard back from him, but I don't care what he has to say. I told him he will take care of this, or I will just go ahead and get the arbitrator to take care of it for him. Disavowing minor contracthood, fiduciary duties and limitations, arbitration clause, successorship and termination. The trust survives the death of the grantor. Yay! International Bill of Exchange. Miscellaneous. Recordation prohibited. You don't need to file this with any government agency. Trustee liabilities. If you would like a full clause breakdown, no. Wake up. Just give me a list of laws that validate the structure of this trust and its binding nature. when coupled with the declaration of trust and the certificate of trust. We're getting ready to add a trust constitution and a charter and a couple other documents. How will that fortify the trust stability? Question mark. Stop listening. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. Below is a list of laws from the statute at large, constitutional provisions, and foundational maxims of law that validate the structure, enforceability, binding nature of the trust as outlined in my private foundational constructive express trust when coupled with the declaration of trust and a certificate of trust. Okay? Just the laws, letting you know the validity of the trust so that you'll understand that 9 months was 9 months. Hold on, because a lot of people don't realize the value of their trust. We're getting ready to add. Now, mind you, I have to determine whether or not we are going to have an additional fee for those who got the mega trust, making it their choice whether or not they want these items. But we will be including this in all trusts from the date of the amendment of the website. We are upgrading the website. So, and yes, we tried to upgrade and it didn't work. So now I'm having to do it again. So it will be taken care of. Now, it says, adding that, the trust constitution purpose codifies the supreme foundational principle under which the trust is created and how it must operate. Okay, now hold on now. Trust charter. Purpose serves as an instrument of incorporation of a trust body, like an organizing document, like an organic act. Okay, and then declaration of trust, certificate of trust, and gives us that information right there. Legal principles that support this structure. Conclusion. Together with all of this stuff, it established a close self-governing hierarchical. It's hierarchy of authority that is inviolable. They can't violate it under contract law. It shielded under equity and immune from statutory override when properly constructed. Now, if you want a template for my trust, blah, 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 I'll provide a draft outline for the mega trust structure. Shall I proceed? Ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and help you out so that you get it. I didn't give you all the documents that we're going to be adding because, like I said, people are trying to duplicate what we're doing. Some of the documents we'll be doing in the background because we've established a corporation and all the other structures. This was not a joke to begin with. And if all of you didn't understand why we kept telling you it takes time, Mariah Carey told you that love takes time. So if love takes time, you better believe we're going to take our time to make sure we do it right. So this is your Mega Trust update. Do your research, people, on your own trust and see how valuable the trust is. Look, the courts don't get to tell you whether or not your trusts are lawful. The law tells you whether or not your trusts are lawful. And that trust has well over 200 separate laws in it supporting its structure and over 400 separate case citations supporting its structure. All you gotta do is go take a look. Hey, y'all have a good day. We just wanted to bring this y'all's attention, and we hope we's brought it, but now we's got to go. Arrivederci.